What is up, Blood fam? I don't know. That's my best Alex that I can possibly do. Welcome in tonight for the old Oaken Bucket. And this is a tradition for the rivalry for the state of Indiana, two largest universities. It goes back to 1925. We don't want to talk about the numbers from that year because I think they beat us like 61-0. And I think they've got like 72 wins in this series, which is way more than what we got. But we want to start today out by saying I was a little put off last week about Coach Ryan Day and his little quarterback's comments, being a little bit snarky, in the face of Coach Signetti has a little bit of arrogance, but he's trying to promote a new culture for Indiana football. So it's got a little bit of that in there. But they came out, they got a little snarky on the comments. And you know what? Karma caught them today because they were so high after that win and felt so good about themselves that they did not consider the University of Michigan a threat. And the University of Michigan, no matter what their record says, they come into that game with more 5 stars, just as many 5 stars, just as many good players as Ohio State had. And although they weren't as explosive, they found a way to control the run game, play good defense, and get a win on the road, and therefore give Ohio State a little bit of taste of that humble pie. What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for stopping in tonight. This should be a fun game. Indiana has got to get its offense back on track today. We have not necessarily struggled, but played against a higher level of competition here lately that found ways to disrupt our plan of attack. And the first thing that's got to happen today is we've got to find a way to gain control of the game early, move the ball, and kind of go ahead and put it into motion, us imposing our will by running the football and controlling the line of scrimmage. And I think that will set us good if we can get a win here today. Not going to get too cocky about it because it is a rivalry game and we know how those turn up. And so how teams show up, they get a little bit higher for that game. But so we'll talk about that as the game happens. But getting some control of the line of scrimmage, getting pressure on their quarterback. His name is Card. They've got a pretty good running back in Maccabee. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. But you know what? You just cannot let up, not for 1 second in this sport. And I want to hear what Ryan Day has to say about he wasn't even there after the game today when the fight broke out on the field to control his players and wondered what happened. I think that's a bad look. I hate to be sitting here throwing daggers at Ohio State today, but it is a bad look. So, you know what? For their sake, they went from potentially being the number 1 seed in the college football playoff with a win over Oregon in the Big Ten championship, probably to somewhere around a 6th seed, and maybe they'll still be hosting a game. Depends on how next week goes. So, they went from riding right at the very top to right at the bottom. And we're in no better position. We've got to go in here today and win in a convincing manner to make sure that we maintain our spot and get an opportunity in this first playoff that nobody thought we could attain. Imagine if every team played every day with as much as intensity as they do for rivalry games. And that's the deal, Puppet. That's all college athletics, is being able to motivate. Now, listen, college basketball is like 14 guys on your roster, maybe 8 or 10 of them play. But imagine trying to motivate 14, 18 to 23-year-olds to get out there and do their job effectively now that they're getting paid to do so. Like before NIL, you're out there for your education. You're earning a free education and an opportunity to maybe play at the next level. Now they're getting paid. So they got money and they're a little bit more cocky, and they think since they get a paycheck that they're special. So the job for the college coaches has gotten a little bit harder. But I can't imagine what it's like trying to motivate that many people. watching Signetti go out and the way he approaches the media and stuff tells me a lot about how he goes out and motivates his team. I can't wait to see what he does with another year of recruiting and coming back. That we won't be surprising nobody next year, but it'll be fun to be relevant from the get-go. But humble pie to Ohio State today. They will have to sit and watch the championship next week as Oregon will play Penn State, as I'm pretty sure that they're is done dominating Maryland today. And we should be getting ready to kick off here very shortly, as it is 7 o'clock. But Michigan, much love to you. I know there's a lot of Michiganites in here, and they were pretty excited. I know King will probably stop in today and be a little disappointed in what happened to his Buckeyes. And you just can't take anybody lightly in this sport. Nah, I'm fighting too. Throwing prime, Tyson bazooka hands, planting a flag. Yeah. Planting a flag on the logo and wild stuff. Hey, you know what? Yeah, there you go. It's like gang wars out on the football field. 18 to 22-year-olds that wearing different colors. So there you go. George Ann's like, go Penn State. I can get behind that. I'd like to see Oregon lose next week, really mix up the rankings and the standings. That would be pretty awesome. Imagine naming a team Penetration State. Come on, dude. You know better than that. Come on, puppet. So the other thing we get to see today is we get to see how Indiana responds from losing. I want to see if Curtis Rourke is ready to play on a bigger stage, because I've got to make assessments going forward for the college football playoff. Next week we'll be watching some championships. Probably won't be in here for those. I got to start doing some basketball too, so we'll see which ones line up with my schedule. But I'm excited for the game tonight. I'm pretty much ready to rock and roll, and they always do this to me. When like a game's nationally televised, they give you a start time, and you're really thinking, now you give them 5-10 minutes beforehand, and now you're working on that 10-12 minutes in, and they're still not even at the field with the game that you're supposed to be getting. Let me make sure I'm on the right channel. That would be helpful. 7 to 10:30. I'm telling you, you cannot take this Purdue team lightly. I know they're 1-10 or whatever their record is today. It is 1-10, 0-8 in conference, but they want to win this game more than any other game on their schedule. I gotta make me some of these fancy intros that they make. Yeah, and so I did have the Big Ten Network, and on the streaming side, and I had the plus, and I had the plus for Indiana University. Now they took it away to where you can't have just one, and it's like $16 a month, and there is no way I was paying that for all of them when I wouldn't watch it. I got to put your name in the intro. Why? Why do you want your name in the intro? I will, I will do. I got something for you. I got an idea. I just got to sit down and do it. Also, I got something for you, puppet. I will make something for you and folks like you and George Ann and several others that are contributors in here on the weekly. Also, because I'm king. You are king, puppet. I'll give you credit. 10-man, Rusty Can. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. I got to assume that is my buddy William. And Steve is over on his channel right now doing live fantasy picks for the weekend. And there's some folks over there, including myself. I got to open up another tab for us. Let's see. Do I got one open? I do. I just don't want it here. Okay. Also, everybody, please smash the like today. Got to get this thing up a little bit. Dun, dun. Let's try this. Nope, that didn't work. Let's see. Ever since I joined, numbers only went up. You correct, Puppet. You are one of the driving forces of It's in the Blood. Alex may tell you that something different, but I will agree with you there. Yeah, we learned about what a good bit of humble pie does today for people. I just got to figure out how to move it over here. Nope. Doesn't want to work. Huh. Yeah, I know, but it's kind of, well, just because you're a little cocky yourself, it's okay, but you just got to be careful sometimes what you say, because what you say, what you think, and how you come off, because karma's real, bro. Karma's real. I have got to get this figured out. Let's see. You love caramel, tastes great. What's up, Vance? How are you doing today, sir? Good to see you. Looking for a big win against Purdue tonight. Getting ready to hopefully kick this thing off soon, as we are 7 minutes after the top of the hour. Game was supposed to start at 7. Washington and Oregon will kick off at 7:30. I don't know if that changes anything if they lose. But as of right now, it'll be Oregon and Penn State playing for the Big Ten championship next week. Penn State got a huge win today over Maryland. Oh, and now I see that they've changed it over, so we should be getting ready to start. This is going to have to work for me today. All right, I think we got it where we want it. All right, and we are on the field here, getting to look at the snowy conditions, which will probably play a factor today. Both of these universities are adept to handling it. Oh my God, she changed again. What is up, that Seahawks chick? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out if I trusted your Seahawks or not this week. I'm going to bank on probably no. You're like a chameleon wearing different coats in here every day. Man, I tell you what, they are looking like they are having some fun out there. I was watching the kids at Michigan. I was just watching the Michigan State game, and the kids in the stands up there were not having fun. They were cold. They made their little snowmen, and then they were sitting there freezing to death. Looks like Indiana will receive the kickoff today. Let's get this game underway. Good luck, Hoosiers. If there's any Purdue fans in here, good luck to you. Kickoff is up and away. And it'll get caught back at the 2-yard line. He's going to bring it out. He dives, makes the first guy miss out to the 15, and he'll cross over the 20, close to the 23, and Indiana will start right around there, 22 maybe it looks like. 8 seconds gone by off of that first play. Curtis Rourke, 70% completion percentage, 248 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. A remarkably good season for the Big Ten. Not turning the ball over is monumental in this conference. And let's see how today starts out. All right, 1st and 10. They're going to go handoff. That's going to be Ellison, I assume, with the start. And Purdue is ready for the challenge. No gain on 1st down. I like their helmets too, Georgianne. I like the Big Ten. I like the way the Big Ten has come together and up their unis, right? I mean, you got to look good in playing. That's part of the stigmata of it. Got to be cocky, look good. All right, it is 2nd down and 9. They gave him credit for 1 yard on that. There is a play action pass, and that is caught. I believe that is Surratt with the 1st down grab on the slant. And yes, that will be Surratt, and that will be a 1st down. I think the helmet development is getting better, honestly, and hopefully they will find a way to slow the concussions. Upset alert on the bottom of my screen. What is this? Must be women's basketball. There's the handoff going left, and Ellison will get about 4 yards on 1st down, maybe 3. Yeah, Georgianne, I'll be sitting at work tomorrow watching NFL, wishing I was home. Playing them Steelers tomorrow. About one of the only times this year I hope Russell Wilson has turnover problems. All right. 2nd down and 7. Play action, looking down the field. Rourke has time, lets it go, and overthrows Surratt by about a foot. What's up, Derby? Listen, I get the same way too. I just hope everybody comes out healthy. I don't want to see anybody hurt, and that it's a good game. I'll take that every day of the week. But these little small victories and the ones that don't make it to the win column have really hurt my season and hurt my soul just a little bit. So I need one really badly. So I'm hoping for it tomorrow. 3rd down and 7. Big play here for the Hoosiers. Boilers want to get off the field. Rourke's back to pass, looks, and he gets smoked. Big time sack as he gets hit, and he will have to punt it away. There was nobody open, and a delayed blitz by number 2 from Purdue just comes in and blasts him at the last second. If anybody is interested, this game is on FS1 today. No doubt. It was a problem there. That was on Lawton for the block there. He's the one that let him get by. So it was picking up the fifth rusher, I believe. Didn't get a chance to see it completely, but last week, that was the big problem with sacks. And Purdue does their job, and they hold. Here's the punt. It's away cleanly. Made a nice attempt at a block. He drills it all the way back to the 11-yard line, and he slips down at the 17, and Purdue will start their first possession there. Good. It was a really nice punt, Derby. He got, I'm not sure what the yardage was on it, 20, about 50-yard punt minus the return. Also, thanks for hanging out today, Derby. I appreciate it. All right, we are going to get a chance to see Purdue's offense. First time I've seen them this year. I know very little about it. I know they've got a very good running back. And they have this quarterback's last name, I believe, is Card. That was a 54-yard punt and a 6-yard return, by the way. Back to pass, looking down the field. He's got time, throws it to the sideline, and that is incomplete. I do not see any flag on the field there, but yes, now there is one. And I think Purdue's thinking that they're getting a DPI here, and maybe they are. Yes, they are. That'll be a 15-yard penalty to start it. Let's see. Makes his out cut. There's the push off. Pushed him out of bounds. Although the ball is not catchable, the ball was in the air when he made contact coming towards the play. So that nice punt will be thwarted with a nice 15-yard penalty. Ball is now at the 33-yard line. Back to pass, pitches it to the running back. He's looking for a lane. He gets through, and he will get almost 4 yards on first down, bringing up second down and 6. I'm telling you, these rivalry games, records mean nothing. It's all played out there on the field. These guys want to beat each other so bad, and you have got to harness the energy. That you've got to get control of the game. And you've got to put teams away early, or if you let them hang around, you've got an opportunity to lose. Play action, looking down the field. He's got time, checks it down to his receiver, who catches it but falls down 2 yards short of the first down. Maccabee, yeah, he is a good back. I really like him. I couldn't get his name out earlier. But surprising that he stayed at Purdue after the coaching change. I thought that maybe he might go, but very loyal. Purdue players are very loyal to the program. All right. There's play action. Looks like it's a quarterback keeper. He throws it, and it's incomplete on 3rd and 2. A good defensive read there by the Indiana. Covered all the receivers and got pressure. Now Purdue will be forced into a decision here on 4th and 2. The play looks like it might have been blown up to some degree. And just a little off-target throw, which would have been a first down. And we'll see how Purdue goes about it here. They are going to punt. And Indiana will get the opportunity to get the ball back with 10:29 to go. Don't you go off sides. There's the snap. There's the punt. It's away clean. And that's going to hit the ground and take a nice Purdue bounce, but he will pick it up at about the 14. Yeah, Georgia and Ohio State. Click. Ohio State did play terribly today. And like I said, when you come out here, it's when you don't show respect for your opponent. You know, like I said, Coach Cignetti's just trying to build a program. He's trying to build his guys up. He's trying to make them feel like they can compete, even though they may be outclassed as ranked athletes in that aspect. And then to be as disrespectful as Day and the quarterback Howard was in the post game, and then really going about this week, being a 23-point favorite against Michigan, they didn't handle their business very well, and they got tight. So, you reap what you sow in this world. If you want to talk a lot of smack, you're going to get paid back at some point. And in their case, sooner rather than later. Michigan wanted that game today. Michigan didn't care about us as much. They wanted that one. And congrats to the Wolverines finishing the season with a 7-5 record, bowl eligible. And you know what? With the first-year head coach and a lot of changes after Harbaugh left, there's nothing to hang your head about. That is a good year. But yeah, I was kind of glad to see it too. When I thought Ohio State was going to win the game when Michigan drove all the way down the field, and threw the interception in the red zone. I thought that was when Ohio State was going to take the game over, but I was wrong. Notre Dame took care of business barely. Well, it was tight. Miami got upset yet again. Crazy day so far. You're right. And that, Derby, all that means is that you come out here, you impose your will, you get one good scoring drive in here and shut their offense down. You can change momentum really fast, but you just got to stay in control. And right now, they're playing a little tight. Yeah, and they're talking about firing Ryan Day. I don't think that guy's done I think he's done a pretty good job. He's got more than enough resources to always win. He's got those resources, and I read somewhere the budget for the football program on NIL is something like it was 10-1 what Indiana has. And it was just I'll look that number up, but it was something like $15 million for his team, something stupid like that. All right, Indiana's got the ball back, 1st down and 10, ball's at the 14. There's the handoff. No, it's a play action, and he hits the runner going across the middle, and that is Cooper Jr. wearing number 3, and he just runs the slant right into the middle of the field. Bam. Wide open as they're giving him a few extra yards and playing a little deep on the outside is Purdue. And Curtis Rourke just hits him in stride, gives him a chance for yak. And for those of you, that is yards after catch. 1st and 10, ball's at the 33. There's going to be it's a trick play, handoff, going back the other way on the reverse. He's got a 1st down and then some. He's going to go, he goes past, blows out of bounds. He gets across midfield, and we go from number 3 to number 4, and that is Mr. Price. I always get the wide receivers' names mixed up early in the game because they all look about the same to me. And that was just a little bit of a reverse sweep. We got some blockers out in front and made a nice gainer out of that. 22 yards for Miles Price. 1st and 10, ball's at the 45. They're going to go handoff, and he's going to blast through the hole. I think that's Tyson Lawton, and he's going to get about 6 or 7 yards on 1st down and just gets knocked back down as he goes to get up. What the heck was that all about? When Jack Sawyer intercepted that at the goal line, I thought it was over. Yeah, dude, that's when I thought for sure. And he goes long. Oh, he overthrew it. That is Williams on the attempt, and he gets tripped up. I think they got their feet tangled. No ill intent there. Just a good football play. Well, somewhat. Not enough there to really call a penalty. It is 3rd down and 4. %48 on 3rd down this year is Indiana. That is good for 3rd in the Big Ten. There is the snap. He's going to go with the handoff, and he is going to blast forward for a first down, gain of 5, and that is Ellison who will get it. Them running the ball right there tells me that they were willing to go for it on 4th and short if they did not get it. That's why they went with the run play. Let's go. 1st and 10. Ball's at the 34. Got one in motion. There's the handoff. Ellison busts through the hole. He's going to get another, 5 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. Those are in here today. Please smash that like button. Appreciate it if you would. Although it is kind of nice when the group's a little smaller. There you go. They're going to run another reverse play. There goes Williams off the edge. He's going to get the first down and then some. And that will make it to the first red zone trip for the Red today. Hoosiers will be at the 15-yard line. And it is that reverse play has worked twice, so they went back to the well. Keyshawn Williams was the carrier there. And here we go. 1st and 10. Indiana is imposing their will by running the ball. That is one of the things that I knew that they were going to try to do today. Rourke is in the gun. He's going to pitch it out. There goes Ellison off the edge. He's going to run it to the 5, and he dives. I don't know that he got in. I think they've got him stepping out of bounds at the 2. I would love to look at that because it looked like, let's see, coming out, pushed. No. That ball should go somewhere right around the 1-yard line. First down and goal, though. They were going to have 4 shots here. I expect to see the ball be ran. But there is no running back. But it is Ellison. It's got it. He's going to take the direct snap and run it in. And Indiana's on the board first today. Justice Ellison with the touchdown, playing quarterback right there, as there was Curtis Rourke was not in the field of play unless he was a wide receiver. Indiana lines up for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is straight, and it is good. 7-0 Indiana. As we will head in, starting the second drive for Purdue coming up here. Good job getting down the field, running the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage. See, there you go, Derby. If you don't give them the opportunity to sack your quarterback, they can't do it. So running the ball is instrumental. We've got 2 really good backs today, and I think they need to be leaned on quite a bit going forward if they want to have a chance to knock off some of these bigger schools going forward. I will take a 7-0 lead. Let's go. 6 carries on that drive for Justice Ellison, 30 yards and 1 touchdown. He's already having a game. Yeah, college football scoreboard today is probably pretty interesting. The games tonight, the Texas and Texas A&M, I'm definitely interested in how that one's going to play out because Texas A&M is definitely trying to knock Texas down a notch. I think if they can win that game, they will be in the SEC championship. And I don't know if it's just me, but Georgia looks vulnerable. Also today, Louisville stomped a mud hole in Kentucky. I'm looking at some of the scores here to see if anything pokes my interest that we haven't talked about. Now, where's Sports Cat at? Usually Sports Cat's in here. He's dropping his scores all the way through the night. He complains that I don't do enough college football, but when I'm in here, he doesn't drop scores like he's supposed to. Calling you out, Sports Cat. I knew you were here. What's up, dog? Nash, hello. How are you? I was just figuring that if you were here, you'd be dropping scores. You're normally dropping scores. That's your thing, right? Got to be mentioned. Knew you were hiding. I will coerce you into chatting at least a little bit. Just getting through the playoff stuff. I'm just busting on you, Sports Cat. Thank you. Nash, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for stopping by. If you would, smash that pretty thumbs up or the thumbs down. Make sure you chat in the chat and get to know everybody today. Hang out a little bit as we watch this football game. 9 plays, 89 yards, 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Capped off with a Justice Ellison 2-yard run. Only FBS team this season with 2 running backs with 9+ touchdowns. That's Tyson Lawton and Justice Ellison. They have a great 2-headed monster at running back. That is one of the reasons why I feel like the running game is instrumental in their progression towards this tournament going forward for a national championship. And I do see that LSU has a nice 7-0 early lead over Oklahoma. And there is the kickoff. It's going to be fielded at the 3. He's got a lane. He's going to get out past the 20, up to the 24-yard line. And that he will be stopped there by Jones, number 46. We will get as many names in as possible today so that we can pay some tribute to some of these players that don't always get their name shot out of a cannon. Right now, Indiana's plus 4,000 to win a national championship. Not bad. There it is. There's the handoff. And he is going to get about 3 yards. That's Maccabee with the carry. And he is such a good looking back. Thank you, Nash. I appreciate you. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7, 3-yard gain there. Purdue, after losing Braum as a coach, I think Purdue's going to rebuild for a couple years. We'll see how it takes them to figure out how they're going to work it. This year was not a good year. They're looking to rebound today, and we have a whistle to blow the play dead. It looks like it's going to be a procedure penalty, false start on the offense, yes. And that will knock them back 5 yards, bringing back up 2nd down and 12. A little bit of a false start there. Imbo. As he was a little bit early to try to get to his blocking assignment. All right. Now it is 2nd down and 12. Ball's back at the 20. Indiana creeps up to the line. There's the handoff. He's going to try to get the edge. He will be met with force and be taken down at the 19. Jay Walker with the hit. And that will be a loss of 1, bringing up 3rd and 13. Let's go. Good penetration by the defensive line. And it looks like one of your corners or linebackers comes in to make the kill. All right, it's 3rd down and 13. We got 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. Back in the gun, play action, looking down the field. It's got time, steps up, and he throws an interception. That ball is picked up by Walker, who was just at the right place at the right time. Card threw it behind his receiver, and Walker was just there in coverage and held on. Indiana gets a turnover, and they will have some great field position here. What a grab. Intended receiver was Mockabee. Card was just there in coverage. And the ball actually was more thrown to him than it was the receiver. Well, I mean, Sports Cat Oregon is number 1 in the country, so they're pretty much they're locked. I don't think there's any chaos that would prevent Oregon from getting in. Rourke steps up. He's got time. He's going to run, and he dives for about a 6-yard gain. Curtis Rourke puts his head out in front of his body, which I don't approve of. Slide, son. You need to slide. It's like baseball. I think Washington will play them comfortably today, but win or lose today, they are in the Big Ten championship, which means they're pretty much locked into the college football playoff. All right, there we go. There's the handoff. And that one is blown up. So Purdue makes an adjustment on defense here. That is Helt. It's not an O, it's a D. Makes an adjustment to pack the line to stop the run. They're going to make Indiana throw the ball here. So kudos to them for trying to change up the trajectory of the way Indiana wanted to run their offense. Let's see how that works. Third down and 6 now. Back to pass, looks, has time. He gets out away from a rush, and he's going to be sacked. And that will be the second sack today. And it's a coverage sack. And Purdue gets in there again. And I believe that guy's name was Karlaftis. I don't know if that's a relation to George Karlaftis. Let me see the guy come through with the sack again. First guy missed, second guy missed, and then Yanni Karlaftis. Yep, that's it. Okay, Radicic is going to go for a 46-yard. He's only kicked a 41 this season. There's the snap. Kick is up. It turns left, and he is going to miss it on the 46-yard field goal, and that is a missed opportunity. And he hooked that ball just a little bit there. The way that it turned, he may have slipped just a little bit. He did hit the cameraman. That's kind of cool. I really did not put Oregon in because I'm doing them in the order that their games in. We have a better chance of a pig destroying you live on stream than Oregon being eliminated from the playoffs. I got you. Yeah, I think they're one of the only teams that are truly guaranteed in no matter what. So that's what you'll have. And JP says charts, and I don't have no liquor today, but I take a shot. I don't see your name up there very high on them football picks, JP. You're going to have to learn to pick a little bit better or pick more often. I'm not trying to call you out or nothing, but I assumed that you being a smart man that you would be up there with the rest of us. And you wouldn't let Charlie beat you. Of course, she's beaten just about every guy on the list too. So how is the family? Get me a secret bottle. Listen, I've been tipping it a little bit more this year. Work's kicking my butt. Yeah, that's a true fan, bro. Although they're starting to look a little bit better. Hopefully they get it figured out before the end of the year, and hopefully you drafting a quarterback that can't win a Super Bowl based on height. it doesn't haunt you. But I low-key root for you every week. But the thing of it is, I low-key root for you, but I talk smack about your team so that Adam gets frustrated in chat because we got a diehard Panther fan in here. I got to troll him, It is money. JP, there's cash prize at the end, dog. I mean, cash prize spends at Amazon, bro. Gift card. That's what's at the end of it. Football and basketball. Keep that in mind. Cash prize. The only way I don't have to pay it out is if I win. So I want to win. See? There you go. Yeah. That's a big problem, Derby. The sack killed the field goal, just too long of a field goal in the snow. I bet Cignetti doesn't go for long field goals anymore today. I think that if they have the lead, he will continue to try. But if they have trouble stopping the run from Purdue, then you're right. He will punt in that situation or just go for it. But the sack is definitely one of the things that Indiana needs to clean up, and it started 2 weeks ago. And there is the rush, and he is going to be blown up. That's going to be a 5-yard loss on first down. No, JP, it's absolutely free to enter. I put up the gift card at the end. It's all on me, dog. Makes me try pretty hard, except for my Bengals are 4-7. Second down and 14, 4-yard loss. Card steps up. He looks to throw, but he's going to run, and he slides down. That's cool. I'm not an NHL guy, Nash, so I generally do not keep up with it, but you can post in the chat as you see fit. It is not spam when it's a score. Yeah, JP, that Robs is the one that's kicking butt. 3 seconds left on the play clock. They get the snap off. Back to pass. Here comes pressure, and Card tries to get it away. He throws it away, but there's no receiver there. Looking for a grounding call, as I don't think he made it out of the tackle box. Walker with the pressure. Let's see. He may have been outside the box. But it does make it's 4th down and 10 either way, and Purdue will have to punt. There's the snap. Kick is away clean. Looks like a nice punt. It's going to be fielded for a fair catch at the 30. Make that the 29. Indiana will take over there. How you doing, Isabella? I don't think you're going to get any takers because people will look at that as some kind of a scam. I hope it's not. Yeah, Curtis Rourke is from Ontario, not afraid of a little snow. His expectation was when he graduated from Ohio University last year, everybody thought that he would be going to the CFL. and now he's worked himself into a possible late round pick as a draft candidate for the NFL. Don't know if he will make it or not. He's got some stuff that he really needs to work on at the next level. But pocket awareness is going to be a big on whether or not he's going to be picked on draft day. Yeah, I was reading about I read that when they were talking about him at Ohio last year, and that that he was a top prospect for the CFL, and then he chose Indiana, and then he's went up on the draft boards this year quite a bit. Um, he's not into that category where he will be talked about, as potential higher pick, but I think he's going to be a late round guy, kind of like Purdy was. But it's kind of funny how things work out. Stignetti obviously saw something that I think it's the leadership that he wanted for this team. And the other thing is that I don't think Taven Jackson is a bad backup right now. As I think that, with Curtis with the thumb injury this year, Taven played really well, played very much within himself. Yeah, a lot of they're playing Signetti's quotes from this year, and I think that I think he's trying to inspire change. This program has been so horrific in football for the better part of its existence that he's trying to change the narrative. And if that comes out with him saying some stuff that's a little off key, I don't think he minds doing it. I don't think he minds living up to it. There's the handoff on first down, and that is Ellison, and he's going to get about 5 yards as he's starting to find a groove here where he's getting about 4 or 5 yards a carry. And if he can continue to do that, Indiana will dominate this game. And they're supposed to. Second down and 5. Going to go play action, looking down the field. Rourke fires it over the middle, and it's caught on the crossing route. And that is Williams at midfield. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Indiana. Let's go. And I'm excited to see, I know Colorado snatched up one of the quarterbacks that they were trying to get, the USC decommit. I won't ever probably say his name again unless I'm forced to. I thought he was pretty much locked in, but evidently Deion Sanders convinced him with money. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think Taven Jackson and I think Cherry is the other one, the 5-star recruit, that they are a 4-star, 5-star quarterback. I think those two are going to be amongst the ones next year. I've never looked forward to Indiana football. Never. I've done only a handful of games in my existence here, just because it's always been a disappointment. To see a different change in this team is nice. And so far today, the defense has done a very nice job stopping the run and the pass. If they can just, control that aspect of the game, all it takes is a few more points to really put this thing away early and get us to the finish line. I am very excited to see the show Tuesday before championship week, see how we end up. I feel like we're going to end up somewhere around 8. Um, I think that's about fair for a one-loss team. And then, and then towards the end of the year, I have more time off, so I know the first game I'll be able to make guaranteed of the playoff and that should be December 20th. So that'll be a fun one to hang out. We'll see how that goes. A win in the playoffs would be huge. I think one win solidifies you as as being worthy of that spot. I think making it really solidifies you as being a good team, but one win really kind of pushes you up to that upper echelon, and 2 wins would be a dream. Yeah, I mean, it is a shame that margin of victory means more in college than or has such value on these games because and that being the case, the low strength of schedule for Indiana this year and the margin of victory on most of their games, should propel them higher. The margin of victory against Nebraska, Northwestern, there was another one that I felt was real important. But anyway, those two in particular, UCLA even as a first time going out to the West Coast, that had to be a hard game to win, and they put a lot of points up. 1st and 10, balls at the 49. We are in positive territory. Rourke's back to pass, looks. He's got time, lets it go deep. He's got a man that's open, and it is broken up at the last second. Number 2 for Purdue gets over and makes the play. And Curtis Rourke did not put enough oomph on that ball. He threw it and it hung up in the air just a little too long. His man was open, but the pass, for lack of a better term, floated in. What's up, Rising Rhino? Good to see you, my friend. Everybody, if you would like, Rising Rhino is a similar style channel to what we have here. Stopped by last night and showed us some love for football, and he is stopping by today. There's a check down to the fullback, and he's going to get first down plus then some. I don't know if he's listed as a fullback or a tight end, but that is number 44 for Indiana. Zach Horton. And he is listed as a tight end, but he looks like a fullback. He reminds me a lot of Juszczyk. Aloha. All right, 1st down and 10. There's going to be a check down, and that is caught by Ellison, I think. No, that's Tayson, or that's Surratt. Ball was thrown low and behind him. He went back to get it, picked it up off the turf. Let's see if that's complete or not. It is a completion. He got his arms up underneath of it. Nice grab. The good thing about college football is all that matters is that you catch it. Sometimes you don't, if you're on the ground, you can't run. So they focus the catch a little bit more. And Curtis Rourke must have slipped on that as he's kind of hobbled a little bit. Curious about what's going on with his knee. Indiana they're going to review that play. I don't see any part of the ball that even touches the ground. So it never touched the ground. Although it is ruled a catch, I do not think they can overturn it. Looks clean. And they bring in old Mike Pereira from the command center at Fox Sports 1 with his stylish tie. Look at that, wearing that beautiful orange and blue. Looks like he's sporting Clemson today. I think South Carolina won that game. Sports Cat, South Carolina beat Clemson today, right? Why is this taking so long? What does he see that we don't? So Rising, my daughter and I, we split the channel. Primarily primetime NFL games. If we get the chance to do our own teams, we do those. I'm a Bengals fan. She's a Chiefs fan. And then I do Indiana University football and basketball. And then sometimes I will pick random stuff out of the air and just plop in a stream. College football playoff, for example, has always been good to me. Well, I'll explain that in a second. 1st and 10. It's going to check it down over the middle, and there is another slant to the middle of the field, and that is a first down for Surratt. And they should blow that dead sooner, but I can't believe they don't. So sometimes when you hit, like with the college football playoff, I had Georgia, Alabama a few years ago, and a Georgia, Ohio State, and we got bombarded with terroristic people from the college football world. And sometimes those are not as good. So, yeah. Colts fan, we got a lot of those here, bro. And they're going to blow this play dead, and they're going to call false start. Yeah, I have a very, since I'm an Indiana basketball primarily fan, we have a very huge Colts following in here as well. It's a really good group. I'm a big Kent Sterling fan too, where I like to follow him on his interpretation of Indianapolis and Indiana sports period. So there's a lot of connections there. Anthony Richardson is going to be a treat to watch. Hopefully they get him developed without ruining him in the process. 1st and 15. Ball's at the 19-yard line. It's going to be a check down, and it's red, and that's going to cause a 5-yard loss there, as Curtis Rourke has got to do a little bit better and giving that read. Really just a telegraph play in my mind there. Antonio Stevens from Nashville, Tennessee, blew that play up for Purdue. Really good read on his part. He saw it coming and jumped the route. 2nd down and 18. Indiana has gotten in trouble when they went to these screen passes. Back to pass, hits it over to the edge, and that is going to be Horton. And he's going to get it back to the original line of scrimmage, bringing up 3rd and 10. Such a struggle watching him. It's an amazing good play or an amazingly bad play. Yeah, and so, I mean, we've talked about this before in here. The drafting of Josh Allen 7th or wherever Buffalo took him in 2017, was the first indicator that you could take a project based on athletic ability and upside in the top 10. And then but the thing is that you got to live with those results for a little while. We have a timeout on the field. So being given that opportunity, Anthony has an amazing arm. His arm strength is phenomenal. And the game, it's the old adage that the game hasn't really slowed down for him just yet. He is moving so fast in his mind in the game. He doesn't see it for the way he sees it for the way he sees it. He's not seeing the way that it's going to be. Hasn't slowed down enough for him yet. And the second that he continues to learn the offense and get better in reading coverage and finding the right plays to get into, I don't think there's any stopping him. But the question is, does the ownership in Indianapolis have the patience that it's really going to take to get him into that mold, which is pretty much the entirety of his rookie contract? I think he's a 4-year plan. I think by year 4, he's got to be able to contend for the division. So after next year, he's got to be able to contend for the division. And if he can't, then you're looking somewhere else. But if he can, then you've got it. They've got good pieces around him. There's a lot of stuff that's really good. But it just depends on if Irsay can have the patience to let him develop, or if they're going to ruin him by continue. The thing of it is that you cannot place him with a new coordinator. You cannot drop his head coach. At this point, you need to keep Steichen as long as you're going to keep him. If they don't work out, you can ditch them both together. But I really think that it's one of those things that, like, they're ruining Caleb Williams in Chicago right now. He's on his second offensive coordinator. His head coach has been fired, and he has got to feel some of that responsibility, right? Because he's not being what he said he was going to be coming out of the draft. I don't like his arrogance. But you're in that phase now. You're in that point to where now, does he think he's the problem? Is his confidence shattered a little bit? Because guess what? We're on offensive coordinator number 2. We've just dropped our head coach because because he wasn't getting it done. I don't know. History says that that's not good for young guys. Yeah, it's happened. Look at Jacksonville right now. Look at Trevor Lawrence. Might be one of the most gifted quarterbacks in the NFL, and he can't win a game right now. Because it's been a constant battle with coaching. And Doug Peterson's a good coach, but I don't know that what his development's like for a quarterback. You've got to have the right marriage between coach and QB to make it work. We'll talk about that more in a second. 3rd down and 10 from the 13. Make that the 14. Rourke's in the gun, and I see a blitz coming. Here they come. They pick it up nicely. They fire it to the end zone. Touchdown, Williams. The slant. Keyshawn Williams catches the slant right into the end zone. Rourke throws the TD, and Witt is 13-0. We'll get that ready to rock. Extra point is up. It is straight. It is good. Yeah, but that's the point. Let's see where we at. T-Law is not a bust. He was the reason we were close to Moach, and Doug is a bad coach. I don't think Doug Peterson's a bad coach. I just think that Doug Peterson is not the right guy to bring along the talent. I think that there's a disconnect there. Doug Peterson needs an experienced quarterback, and I think that's where you're kind of at. You see I cannot believe I'm about to do this, but Carolina, Bryce Young was on the verge of being just removed, period. And Dave Canales took the time to sit him back down again and start really putting some effort into him. And now he's starting to look serviceable. Do I think he's going to be a top tier quarterback? No, but he might be serviceable. Let's see what else we got here. The Jags are broken. How about in the Sports Cat getting fired up? What's up, Sports Cat? Alex is checking in from work today. Thank you, my dear. Alex Rising Rhino is another sports creator that kind of gave us a slight raid yesterday, and then we had a few folks come over, and it was a nice meet. You'll get a chance to say hi here in a couple days. The Bungle Beagle, Dauphine Island was pretty fun. Zach Taylor is not. Yeah. But there again, Zach Taylor was handed. Listen, Zach Taylor was handed literally, and I'm not just saying it because it's my quarterback, but Zach Taylor was probably handed the best possible quarterback for a new coach to have, and he's got some corrections to do. Cincinnati's biggest problem is free agency. I think they've made a lot of mistakes. So, but Zach Taylor will not be let go. Just to give everybody that deal. Oh, you got off early. That's nice. Because it matched my thing, and I'm just playing with it. The square, the rectangle, the circle. I'm just toying with things for fun. It's a perfect circle though, right? So like if I go, see, it's a perfect circle. Did I see the end of the Bears game? Absolutely. Kickoff is getting ready to happen here. Yeah, I had a one of our watchers in here sent me a really nice friend of a friend sent me a really nice Burrow rookie because he knows how big of a fan I am. Pretty solid. Yeah, and further point to that rising is that there's a lot of people in these communities that aren't so good, but there's a lot of good people too. So we have a good group of that. There's a big return. He's out to the 35 and gets brought down at the 41-yard line. Nice run there by Sawinski as he takes that kickoff and hits up the sideline. Yeah, shout out to Peyton. I mean, but it is true though. There is some it's definitely there's times in here that some of the people make you want to pull your hair out, but there's other people in here that makes you want to be back every single week that they want to be here. So it's got its good and its bad. All right, it is 1st and 10. Ball, that was a great return all the way out to the 40. They're going to go handoff, and Indiana's defense plugs the center, and it'll be a 1-yard loss as Burris Jr. comes through to make the hit. Yeah, like no doubt. The thing of it was that it was 16 to like nothing at halftime, Alex. Georgia was just getting annihilated in that game, and they found their way back in. I'm not talking about you, Charlie. Why would I say anything bad about you? Back to pass. Look, and here comes pressure. He hits his check down, and it's still going to be for a 2-yard loss. He got a little surge there at the end. He may have got an extra yard. Yeah, we'd like to see the Bengals win the Super Bowl. They've got to win 6 games in a row to even have an opportunity to play, I think. 3rd down and 11. Back to pass. He's looking. He checks it down. Hits his run guy in stride, but it's going to be short of the 1st down by about 4 yards. Purdue should be having to punt here. How did the Cockroach do against the worst teams in the NFL? Let them be close to your offense, suck, and the only reason to have a good record is your defense and special team plus some dark magic. Yeah, I've got a new theory, Nash, on a lot of the stuff that's the way that it's happening in Kansas City, and I think people are they're really gonna not like it. But I'll drop it here at the next break because it does take a minute to get through. That punt is going to roll all the way inside. It's going to go down just inside the one. Oh, he was on the. No, he wasn't. I thought his foot was on the line. It's a 1 foot line. And that's going to be that's going to be another penalty on Indiana. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. And they're going to be at like the 1 inch line. It was holding on the return. And that is going to be at 6 inches from the goal line. Yeah, like I said, Sports Cat, Snowman, what up, bro? So, Nash, when I look at Kansas City, right, as a football team, I look at how they're winning. I'm looking at how they're playing. I'm looking that they're not trying to do too much. But but here's the thing. They've had a lot of opportunity to lose games here lately. The defense is starting to wear out at the ends. They're having a problem scoring points. But I look at it a lot like I look at when you look at like the Lakers or teams that have when you have teams that have aging talent on the team. And I'm not to say that they're skating or they're only playing half of a game or whatnot. What I'm saying is that I think they're out there playing competitive football and turning it up when they need to turn it up. And I think it's kind of like when you see LeBron, take rest, periods and whatnot. And I think they're doing a really good job of trying to get themselves ready for the playoffs. And so my guess is that you're going to see them try to put it back to a different level the last couple weeks of the season and really push hard to go. But I think they're trying. I think they're trying to go out here and win games. But I think that at the end of the day, they're trying to make sure that their team is intact and not do something stupid. I feel like they're coaching for the end of the season, not this middle. I mean, there was not a person in this country that thought the Chiefs were going to win that game, Nash. And whether that's a testament to the Bills being that good or it just felt like a game that Kansas City wouldn't win. That undefeated thing is a big pressure, and to have that, honestly, having one loss to me has that off of their back a little bit. But they are struggling a little bit this year. They're working on it, and we'll see. But I can remember points last year when they went on that tear where they lost like 2 or 3 out of 4, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're done. They're not going back to the Super Bowl." But they're here again. They play competitive. They don't let anybody get too far ahead. Josh Allen just with an incredible run put that game out of reach. But it just seems like they're going to hang around no matter what. and I get to watch most of them. So the ball is virtually in the end zone. They better get something outside here. I would be playing the run. There's the handoff. No, it's a check. And he gets a quick pass out for a 9-yard gain. And that is Surratt on a quick slant. So right now we're in week 13, maybe. Is that right? Sounds right. You're gonna start seeing teams step it up. You're gonna see trying to build momentum for the playoffs. It's gonna start around now where you see teams working extra hard, and you'll see it going forward. There's the handoff, and that's a first down, 4-yard gain, gets them out close or out by the 15-yard line, somewhere around there. It looks like 13. I think it's going to be interesting because you're just going to watch a few different teams. Because look, Chicago made the ultimate comeback against Detroit and then failed, but then they fired their coach. But Detroit proved to be beatable in that game, and they've looked unbeatable. There's the handoff going out right. He's going to push forward. That's about a 3-yard gain. And then I look up today, and there's people out there. That are calling for Shanahan's job in San Fran. And I tell you what, fans are just dumb most of the time. I mean, I was sitting there trying to think who they're going to replace that guy with if they fired him. And who knows who that would be, who would be better. I guess there's maybe a couple. Rourke's back to pass. He steps out, rolls out, fires it downfield. He's got a wide open Surratt who's off to the races. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Indiana. Big, long play there for Surratt. I think that's going to go for about 75 yards. Let's check the play. It is 84 yards, from the 14-yard line, 16-yard line, Surratt goes on the out. He cuts in and then turns it into a post, fades to the sideline, and Rourke hits him with a dime. Let's go. Extra point is up, and it is good. That's a big play that they have needed for a hot minute. Yeah, I mean, the bottom tier of this AFC is just it's a mishmash of whatever. J.K. Dobbins went to IR. Yeah, and you know what? If anybody believes the way I do about the Chargers, he was very instrumental to their success, to be honest, because he was providing that 4.5, 5 yards per carry every time out, with Gus Edwards playing as a good fill-in back, third down, and a few others. I think that really, although I do think the Chargers can win this week, I think that they have the potential to go into Atlanta and lose. And the kickoff is going to be a short one on purpose, and he fair catches it at the 24. But you know what? You give Harbaugh another next year out there as well, and he will find the people that he needs to shore that team up. That he will find the right people with the right mentality. I think the Chargers are going to be a big challenge for the Chiefs next year. But you're right. They are vulnerable. Card is back at quarterback, back to pass, looks, fires, and it's tipped up. Oh, it's almost intercepted as he threw a rocket out there to his tight end, and the ball was up in the air, and Pons tried to make a play on it. Hit his receivers right in the hand. I mean, that should have been caught. Man, Arizona State put up 49 on Arizona today. Damn. Back to pass, looking, has time, rolls out, checks it down. He hits his receiver, and he's going to get about 6 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a third and manageable, 3rd down and 4. .6:30 to go before halftime. 21-0 is the score. Purdue's at the 32-yard line, back to pass, looks down the field, fires, and that is almost picked off. Receiver falls down. Linebacker Fisher comes into play and just can't quite make the play. Brings up 4th down and 3. Hoosiers get off the field, and they are going to definitely want to put up another score here before halftime. Kick is up, and there is a penalty flag. And they're going to hit with a procedure penalty. It'll be a false start. I really look forward to the Chargers and the Falcons. I think that's going to be a game where it's going to be dominated by the air passing game. Cousins versus Herbert. I think both quarterbacks will have 300 yards, and I think it will be interesting. Back to 4th and 8, and we have a stoppage in play here. I'm not sure what the officials are discussing. Now the play clock resumes. There's the snap. Kick is up, and he gets it away cleanly. And it's a fair catch called for at the 29-yard line, and Indiana will take over there with 6:08 to go. Yeah, think about that statement, Alex. The Broncos have dominated the NFC South so far this year. It's a tough one, Charlie. I don't think it's just flip a coin at this point. Thank you, Richard. Aberdeen, Scotland. Appreciate you. There is the handoff. And Ellison's going to rush forward for about 5 yards. Yep, it's all the Sean Payton thing. He knows how those teams are put together, what they like to do. You know, even with different coaching, the culture pretty much stays the same within organizations. He's got it figured out. There is the play action. He's going to check it out. He's going to hit. And that is Cooper Jr. for the 1st down. And he steps out of bounds. Every time they show Cignetti on the sidelines, I feel like he's either constipated or trying to use the bathroom in his pants. He's got that look on his face every single time. Back to pass. There comes pressure. Rourke's hit, but he gets it out in time. Blindside blitz was not picked up. And that was a miscommunication between the right guard and right tackle. And that was definitely a bad play there for that offensive line. And they have got to clean some of that stuff up if they want to compete at the next level. There's a check down. They're going to get it out. He's going to go for the first down and then some. He gets out all the way down to the 40-yard line and bring up 1st and 10. What up, J. Paul? What's up, Mark? I love the name, honestly. There's a handoff. Ellison's got a lane. He's going to bust through. He's inside the 30 down to the 25, I believe. Indiana basketball has bad conditioning, weak guard play, going to be a long, disappointing year. I would say that they have bad conditioning. I would say the guard play needs to improve considering the quality of the two guards. But I think as these guys become cohesive with one another, I think they're going to be better. It's just not yet. But I'm never going to sit here and take shots early in the season until I know what it looks like later on. But you're right for now. Handoff. And he's got a lane. That's going to go. He's inside the 10, 5, down to the 4-yard line. Tyson Lawton with the carry. And it is 1st down and goal. And there was nobody there. Just a big gaping hole for him to run through. 1st and goal. Lawton gets the handoff, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Let's go. 27-0 right now. Indiana is starting to open it up as they are starting to impose the running game a little bit harder. And the extra point is good. 28-0, 2:52 to go before the half. I did not, Alex. I didn't leave the house. After I had to go to work, and then when I came back from work, I went and took care of your doggos, and then I came home. Because we had a busted line at work. I love the tartan behind you. Oh, you like my that's my that is it's a LED light. It's just I can't run it. It's too bright in here. Do I have advice for you when you stream games? As a smaller YouTuber, the most important thing is trying to make sure you get your information out that you're trying to get out, which is every play, and then involve your audience as much as possible. There's Derby. Yeah, we need the clamps on. We need to keep this at 0 as long as possible. I agree. Penn State getting killed by Oregon. Thoughts? Man, I don't know. I saw Penn State and Minnesota play a very similar style of football. And man, I just feel like that brand is going to be tight. I don't think the SEC is cooked. I just think that there's that many good teams in the SEC, and it makes them look cooked. I think Texas still is the favorite to win the national championship. Yeah, Alex is correct there too. Always keep the conversation going because dead time means people will leave. And he's going to check it over the middle. And what a nice grab by the tight end and first down and more. He's all the way out to the 43-yard line, and Purdue is starting to move the ball a little bit. That is Claire or Clare. I don't know how he pronounces his name, but that was a tipped pass. Great concentration to haul in the reception, and he was off to the races. Definitely a nice play there. Indiana's getting their hands up on the ball, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. And we will be back here shortly. This game has been, you know what, for having a game on FS1 today, the commercial breaks have been a lot more tolerable than they are when they're on regular national television or ESPN. Got to be thankful for that. So back to your question, Derby. I think the Oregon Penn State game will be good. I think it'll be. I don't think it'll reach the 30s, but I feel like it's going to be like a 24-17, 24-20. It's got that feel because I feel like both teams are pretty equal in ability. It just depends on if they will be able to shut down that quarterback. Notre Dame is going to be a dark horse. I think they're a dark horse to make it, but I don't think that they're a dark horse to win any games in it. They're probably as far out right now. This Indiana team's going to be a dark horse to win any games as well, I think. It's going to be tough. Arizona State's playing great football right now. They took their rivalry game today and smashed the snot out of Zona. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Georgia Tech played it. If you go back and watch it, Derby, they played a very good game against Miami, and Cam Ward is a better quarterback than Carson Beck, in my opinion. And I feel like I really gave Georgia Tech the opportunity to win that game, and they literally just blew it. And there is no two ways about it. That was a blown game. But it just tells me that, the SEC East, and playing teams outside your normal wheelhouse, even though that's a rivalry game, it's out of conference for Georgia, and Tech came in there and played well. It's like today, this Texas A&M game. That's got to be a dandy. This Kansas State and Iowa State game today, it's going to be tight as well. Like Oregon and Washington, these two teams know themselves really well, and Oregon's probably going to blow them out. We'll see. It's really going to come down to this play. That last reception, if you see on the screen, is worth all the passing yards of the whole game, and it primarily happened because the ball was tipped. But yes, I do think we can stop them from scoring here because they need about 40 yards for a field goal. I think we can. Mostly 3 and outs today. There's going to be the handoff, and like dum-dums, we just give them 10 yards. Maccabee, if you let that guy get going, he will beat you. That'll stop the clock for just a second as they move the chains, and that will bring us down. We're at 150 now and counting. Purdue is up at the line with a play called, 24 left on the play clock, 144 left in the half. There's the snap, back to pass, looking over the middle. Pressure finally comes, checks it down, and nice grab for a catch by Maccabee, but Turner was there, or Walker, I'm sorry, to make the tackle, and there is a flag on the play. I'm sorry, I don't think the Huskies can win that game. Legal receiver downfield. That is going to be a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to knock them back. Let's see if it's an actual penalty here. They're called it on the right tackle or the right guard. And, oh, yeah. Beagle's got his list up. Card's back to pass. Oh, he gets hit as he throws it. And the ball goes up in the air and goes out of bounds. Blitz was coming on 2nd and 15. It's going to be 3rd and 15. Oh, you're talking about for the actual rankings for the games, top 4 conference champions. Where is your Texas, Oregon, Texas, SMU from the ACC, Boise State. But there isn't the 5th conference. You're missing something there. I feel like you have the Power 4, but you have one more conference, right? That gets a game. Have not. Arizona State wins the Big 12. Yeah, but if they win the Big 12, doesn't that put them into the 5 slot? And I've been chatting. I did not see what was going on at the game here, but I see Card getting hit in the back as he threw that ball by Kamara. That dude's good too. So I think I want to turn on the sound for a sec. I don't. They're trying to get him for targeting with that. Yeah, that one's going to be tough to make, but they're probably going to issue a targeting here. Oh. All right, no intent there. They do not hit Walker with targeting, but Card did take a very big shot there from 2 guys coming in there to make a play. So really nice not having a player kicked out of the game. I hate targeting, by the way. I despise the logic in it. It just really makes no sense. And there is play action, check down. He's got a guy that's available there, and he catches the ball. Is going to get about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. And only watch the Texas game? Yeah. You're about to go down. I'm just trying to figure out where the 5th conference falls in. I can't remember. I watched the show on Tuesday. That might be a fun thing to do. Just come in here and chill out and stream the show on Tuesday. That'd be a fun hour. Washington, Oregon's getting painful. And Purdue will use a timeout here. 3rd down and 12, 29 seconds to go. They have got to get this play right. if they want any chance of scoring before the half. And the fans are getting a little rowdy at Memorial Coliseum in Indiana. 3rd down and 12. 29 seconds to go. Back to pass. Look, and here comes pressure up the middle. He lets it go deep, and it is incomplete as the ball looked like it should have been aimed for the sideline, and it turned in a little bit. And now they are going to have to figure it out. And whether they're going to punt here, I would assume so. You're going under the knife Tuesday, Richard? Ugh. Is everything okay, or is it? I'm assuming it's not okay since you're getting cut, but punt is away cleanly. And it is fair caught at the 9. I'm going to assume that Rourke will just run the clock out here because they do have 3 timeouts, but I can't see them really attempting to do anything from the 25 here or the 20. Right now, Indiana looks like the 11 seed playing Penn State. Oh, Miami, that might change as SMU climbs that ladder. All right, 1st and 10. Let's see if they do anything. They're going to go with a strict handoff here, and they will get about 3 yards. And I think they will let the clock run out as we go to halftime. And I will get me pretty much a pretty good half of football. Played it pretty well. They didn't try to overdo it. They made sure that they contained on defense. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, and I am ready. Let's see. Bungle Beagle, see you later. Hope you have a good time. Darby says, take a knee. Don't pull a Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson. Yeah, Charlie, Oregon's helmets are sick. Maryland had a nice early lead on Penn State, and they came roaring back, put up like 31 unanswered. Oh, shoot. 41 unanswered. And here we go with the Michigan-Ohio State game. Don't care, want to listen. What a big run right there. Plant the flag and get in a fight. Let's go. That's what I want to see. That's why we have rivalry. They are on the ground scrapping it out. All right. Ryan Day saying what he's supposed to say. Richard, man, I'll be praying for you, my friend. Tuesday the 3rd, I'm under bowel, bladder, kidney, not great, but we'll be watching you. But hey, my mom goes through a kidney issue, and she has to have stents put in periodically to keep everything functioning correctly. So I hope you come out good, sir. I'll look forward to you and being in the chat. Syracuse today, 3-1 this season against ranked teams. That's something to hang your hat on. South Carolina getting the upset today at Clemson. I don't know how much of an upset it is, but that really sneaks them back in at the tail end of the list. South Carolina with the dub. Projected. Okay, so this is still the same old one. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty much where a lot of these teams are going to stay. I feel like Indiana will probably be in that 11, 10, maybe at a 9 range. I don't know how much next week's going to have is going to really change it. We'll give you a shout out. We're with you, Richard. Did Ellison go out injured, Derby? Because I did not even notice that during the game. Only person I see come up a little gimp was the quarterback. Post above. Oh, I didn't see. I seen that should have taken a knee. Yeah, Ellison's a good back. Him and Lawton are pretty even, but they're. I mean, I really hope that they don't come protecting your players out of this game. They don't usually give really good injury updates on what the injury is in college. Usually, you have to wait. They just tell you whether they're coming back or not. I got you. I probably got into where I was just running my mouth in here so much, Derby, I didn't actually see what happened. Oh, the OSU Michigan highlights. Got you. Yeah, sometimes I get a little twisted up here. I don't think there's anything else that can happen today that can really upset the balance of where Indiana falls in the college football playoff. Um, I might swing in here Tuesday when that show starts because I'm really curious. Because I think, do they wait to conference? Is it just another rankings week, or do they? Well, no, they got to wait until conference championships are done. So I still might swing in because it's gonna give us a really good idea where we're gonna fall. I don't think we're gonna get up into the range where we can host a game, which was the original goal. Um, I don't think this win does that, but it will be interesting to see, where we go. Places like against another Big Ten team on the road again. Doesn't feel like a great fit. But I would like to see us get a play against somebody like, um, you know, Tennessee. I think would be a good match for us. Um, even Georgia. I think Georgia has a very talented team, but I'd like to see how we could compete because Georgia Tech fared very well and they ran the ball pretty well. And I feel like we could run the ball against Georgia. So I'd like to try some of the SEC teams. Definitely a Big 12 champion and ACC champion. Any one of those teams, I feel like we'd be fairly equally matched. Got to go catch up on Wednesday. I hope I make it. Take care. Loads of love to Miss Charlie, too. Yeah, we love Miss Charlie, Richard. Be safe, be well. We're looking forward to seeing you in the chat. Alabama just looks like they're dominating today. Notre Dame got scared at South Carolina or USC today. Oh, with 350, there was a back shoulder throw that the receiver went too far down the field and Notre Dame returned it. Is that how they won that game? NC State getting the. And there's another big fight over a flag. They need to get that stuff under control. Be safe, Richard. Everybody's planting flags today in rivalry games. Let's go. Yeah, absolutely. Oregon's tacked up another 7 on Washington. Sorry, Charlie. I think a dominant win does just solidifies us in the field. I will go through numbers tomorrow and kind of have a look see and see if I feel there's any way they could kick us out, but I really don't see how that's going to happen. Seeing that there's a few teams that are now on that 3-loss threshold. You can only control what you control. Should be getting ready to start the third quarter here shortly. I like it. They're just handling their business. Honestly, I would prefer see some of the starters get a chance to sit down a little bit here in the second half. I don't know that that's going to happen until late. Yeah, I don't think so. If they After the Ohio State game, our strength of schedule went up to like 50. So there was a few teams that had a weaker strength of schedule that was in already with 2 losses. So I don't feel like I'm just curious to where they're going to rank us based on not having a win against anybody in the top 20. I feel like going in as the 9, 10, or 11 seed is where we're going to end up with a dominant win here today. Um, as long as we don't blow up completely here in the second half, we should make the field. But I think high expectation would be somewhere around the 8. I think realistically is 9 or 10, and 11's worst case scenario. And I would love to play against a non-SEC team or a non-Big Ten team. Yeah, I think at a certain point he can take the foot off the gas, but if you go to the fourth quarter and it's 42-0, I think you can effectively pull some players from the field. But you got to be up 40 points. I mean, I hate to say that because I don't prefer the running up of the score. Honestly, I don't. But since they make it so important as a factor how you win games, not only do you win the games, I think that's really kind of unfair. But I think 40 point win here is enough. Iowa State and Kansas State looking like a dandy. Oh, what a nice move to get in for the touchdown. Brown from Kansas State. Yeah. Listen, I have a lot of that not talking smack thing. I don't do a lot of it. I saw Peyton Manning with the touchdown. Is he playing QB today or Peyton Manning? You know what I meant. No, he must have just Arch came in for the one play, got one carry of 15 yards and a touchdown. I got you. I tell you, man. Let's see. Bengals and Steelers are still at -3 tomorrow. Highsmith is doubtful with an ankle injury. That might be the reason that. Oh my gosh. I'm praying that Burrow doesn't get smacked around by TJ Watt tomorrow. That's what I'm praying. Back to my Derby, back to my take on targeting is that I don't mind it when there's clear intent for targeting. I think the rule needs to be rewritten a little bit because sometimes the targeting happens because the offensive player is in the process of going down and it makes contact with the crown of the helmet of a defender that's just trying to make a legal tackle. So I have that problem because I think I wish that there was some way that they could put intent into that because the way that the offensive player can initiate the contact It's got to, the way they initiate the contact should be a factor in whether or not it can be ruled targeting. But I've seen a lot of plays where guys just try to make a clean tackle, and the way that the offensive player comes into them changes the way their tackle looked, and they get kicked out of a game. Can you imagine being a 22-year-old senior playing your last college football game, or before the game before your last one, and in the fourth quarter you get tagged with a targeting call because the wide receiver was going down head first and on a crossing route, and you hit him as a cornerback, and the crown of your helmet makes contact with his, and they throw you out of the game because it meets the letter of the law, but you really did nothing but just come over and try to tackle a guy that was coming right at you. That's the part I don't like. I guess I understand that player safety is the most important thing, but I think intent is the only other thing that really needs to. Now, there's guys that headhunt, and I think they should be thrown out of games. But the guys just trying to make legal tackles where the consequence, where everything's just lines up correctly for it to be that call, doesn't mean it should be. And you know what? Coaches are the ones that ask for it a lot of the time. And I think they're doing it just because they want to see their best players kicked out of games. That's kind of was the case in this one here. I don't see anything interesting going on right now. I mean, when he missed a field goal early in the first half, at least he hit the camera, man. That was kind of cool. Just trying to line something up before we get started here. Getting ready to start the third quarter. And there's the kickoff, and he will bring the ball out to the 22-yard line. First down and 10. Ball is at the 22-yard line. Purdue's going to want to score early here. We got to get a stop really fast. And I think we have a fumble. And we get a turnover, first play of the half. Big man number 8 comes out with the ball. That is West for Indiana. We get a fumble, and we're going to start out the second half of domination to get the score up. There's my friend Aaron right there. What is up, brother? Nice to see you. Smack that out really quick here. Indiana Sports Connection. definitely provides a nice take on Indiana and Indianapolis Colts sports. Yeah, whatever you say, Girth. All right, 1st and 10. Ball is at the 19. There's the handoff, and Ellison is back in the game, Derby, and he is going to get about a 5-yard carry there, make 2nd and 5. I don't think A&M is going to get the dub today, but we'll see. Ellison has been good for 5 yards a carry just about every time he touches the ball. It's really great when you can go into 2nd and 5 or less every time. Rourke's in the gun. There's the snap. He's going to go play action, looking, checks it down, but throws it into the ground. Intended receiver was Price, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The first run was a solid 5. He didn't look gimpy, but shoot, who knows? They could have went into halftime and shot him up with some kind of painkiller. Who knows? I don't know if they still do that or not. I have that football movie about Texas high school football in my head. 3rd and 5. Rourke's back to pass. Blitz is picked up. Has time. Fires it over the middle. And that is caught by Miles Price. And he caught a laser. That'll be the 1st down. Get us at 1st and goal. Let's go. Man, Rourke just threw a laser there. Had good protection. Price come up and set down in the middle of the field. There's the handoff. Ellison's going to push forward. He's going to push it. He's going to go in for the tutty. Justice Ellison gets his 2nd touchdown of the game, I believe. And Indiana adds 6 to the score. Oh, offensive holding. Didn't see the flag. I got too excited. Oh, what a bummer. Back to pass, looking down the field, checks it down. It's going to be Tyson Lawton, who's going to get about 5 yards there. It's a troll account, Nash. It's all good. I would assume, well, I'm not going to assume who it is. It could be one of about 10 different people. There's a handoff, and Lawton has to cut back, but he gets inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 8. After that penalty, they get about 12 yards back. Yeah, that hold really does kind of suck because he ran cleanly into the end zone for that, and that would have been where we wanted to be. K-State hanging in there with Iowa State, down 3. The BYU and Houston game tonight is going to be important. Congratulations, Dave, as Missouri gets the win today. And John. Well, they're trying to stretch him out on the field. Big man down and out. It's going to take a minute. Lawton's stripes are coming off his helmet. Big boy cramp. It takes a minute to get him to move. Texas Tech stomped West Virginia today. And Duke, with the last second heroics, gets the win over Wake. Congratulations, Adam. Louisville stomped a mud hole in Kentucky. 3rd down and goal. Got a man in motion, sets, goes and looks. Rourke's got pressure. He's going to throw it, and it's knocked down. Cross cannot bring it in. And 4th and goal. Go for the throat. I don't know that Cignetti will go for the throat. I think he will take the 3 points. Ball was tipped. That's why he didn't bring it in. Good job by Anderson of Purdue. Getting ready to line up the field goal. Kick is up, and it is good. That is a very small victory for Purdue there, holding them to a field goal. Untimely penalties will do that to you. And we have a 31-0 lead. Like I said, 40-0 I'll take. I feel like that's convincing enough. Should I have a hot Reuben for tomorrow night's live dinner? Need suggestions. No, Charlie. You need to go find a Thai restaurant, something that's going to make you cry your eyes out and look painful to eat. That's what you need to do. Well, Steve, in college football, you have to have style points. And so there you go. You got to set up 2 cameras, though. You got to have one that's specifically on your face and your eyeballs, and then one that's on what you're eating. Or maybe one that just kind of scans, get like a Pivo pod, and then just lock it onto random people in the restaurant and let it follow the waitress around, and you can just spin a camera as a second camera and see what's going on. Sounds like a good time to me. I'm getting closer and closer to having a bunch of time off, so I'm getting a little more excited as we cruise into December. Gliding with style. I like gliding. I just want them to get the style points for the win that they need. Nobody to get injured. And get out of here nice and safely with a 10 or 11 seed for the playoff. Nice stop on the kickoff return at the 16. Number 46 for Indiana makes the tackle. Yeah, I didn't know that, honestly. I'm not a Toy Story person, I have to admit. Sometimes you will get me with quotes out of stuff like that. It's really strange the things I remember out of like pop culture and 90s cartoons and beyond. I remember a lot of different things, but that one I didn't know. Looks like we have an unsportsmanlike conduct on one of the Purdue guys. Not sure exactly for what. I got the volume way, way down. Gotta love Buzz. It's one of the Disney or Pixar things that I didn't get into. It's kind of strange. Now I can recite me some Finding Nemo and Lion King like there ain't no tomorrow. 1st and 10. And there's the handoff and back to that tenacious D against the run. No gain there. And it looks like they have benched their starting quarterback for the second half and brought in the freshman Brown. Dude, me and Alex, we watched Nemo and Lion King like a bazillion times. She couldn't get enough of them. 2nd and 10. Gonna go handoff there, and he's gonna get a few yards trying to get away, and he takes a big shot. Nice gain there by Maccabee. He's gonna get about 5 yards on the carry. It'll be 3rd and 5. Fisher's been outstanding for Indiana today. Yeah, I love Nemo, Steve. That's good to know. He's a freshman. Looks like he might be the future. Here comes pressure. He's looking to throw. He's contained, and he gets sacked at the 4-yard line. Could not get the ball out as they had the 4-man rush gets to him. Walker should get the sack, or at least half. Let's see how they do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a 4-man rush in the 5th. The delayed blitzer. Carpenter gets in there on it as well. Walker and Carpenter. Kamara was close. All right, he's going to have to punt from the back of the end zone here. 10 minutes to go. We're in the 3rd quarter. Punt is up. He gets it away cleanly, and it'll be caught at the 47. He's going to try to get the edge. He cuts back. Price will get it inside down to about the 46-yard line. Cruising for a Tuesday date with the committee. Yeah, he caught it almost at midfield. He punted from the back of the end zone, pretty close. They officially it goes as a 48-yard punt with no gain. So from the 4, 48 yards. But I know he got 6 yards. Oh, he got 11 yards. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think a touchdown right here, and if you score a touchdown this possession, you can start letting off the gas a little bit. Trying to see if there's Texas adds another field goal. They extend their lead to 17-0. Iowa State adds another 7 onto their score. They're up 10 now. Don't see anything else much of interest at this point. Charlie's still in the chat. The Huskies added Tutty 28-14 at half. So they cut the lead to 2 scores by halftime. Gives them just a sniff of a chance at Oregon. Yeah, it was 28-7. They added a touchdown just before halftime, and they cut it to 14-point lead. Now, if they come out and score at the beginning of the third quarter, they can make it a game. Ever the optimist. Officially, Indiana moves up to third place with the Ohio State loss today within conference. Penn State will – I don't know how Penn State stays ahead of Indiana because they didn't play. I guess it's by virtue of common opponents, and they beat – no, they didn't beat Ohio State. Huh. Ohio State slips to fourth today. They've had some opportunities. They're going to go handoff on the jet sweep, quick play, and there goes Williams all the way out, and he is out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. And Keyshawn Williams gets a big run on the play there. Purdue's defense is a little bit on its heels right now. There is absolutely no contain there, and he does get the edge. About a 14-yard gain. 1st and 10, ball is at the Purdue 28. There's the snap. There's the handoff. And Tyson Lawton's going to push forward for about 4 yards. Good gainer on 1st down. You gave up on your Huskies about 10 years ago. Yeah. This Indiana team's been very tough. This new energy's got me fired up, though. Second down and 6. 8:43 to go in the third quarter. There is the handoff to the left, and Purdue's contain looks really nice there. And Lawton will be stopped for no gain, bringing up 3rd down and long. Third and 6. Ball is at the 25. Passing situation for Rourke. Looks like they want a blitz, and he sees it coming. Calls the audible. There's the snap. They're coming. He fires it deep. He's got a man. Touchdown, Surratt. Indiana puts another tutty on the board. Elijah Surratt gets the grab, and Indiana extends its lead to 37-0. And I will take this today because we need it to be high scoring for the Hoosiers, because we need to instill as much confidence in the committee that we belong as humanly possible. And that only comes by blowing teams out. As much as I don't like running up the score, I feel like it's a necessary evil today in college football. Extra point is good. 38-0. And the Hoosiers keep on rolling. Oh my gosh, they're starting to show food commercials and I'm getting hungry. That drive goes 4 plays, 42 yards, and a minute 57, capped off with an Elijah Surratt touchdown pass. Exactly what the doctor ordered, saving this Purdue game for the last game of the season. Yeah, I've been thinking about some grub. I think I'll have time when this is over. I can go get me something to eat. Nice that Alex got off of work early today. That means it's dead at work, so hopefully I won't have any problems when I go to work tomorrow. I don't know what I did with my phone. Something's wrong. Historic year for the program. Record points per game, point differential, and 40-point games. All program history ranked number one for the Hoosiers this season. And that is a fair catch at the 15-yard line for Purdue. All right. First down and 10. Ball is at the 25. Brown is in at quarterback for Purdue. He's got a man in motion. There's the snap. Handoff goes, and there goes Maccabee, and he is going to barrel forward, and he gets a nice push for an 8-yard gain, probably his best run of the day. Second down and 3. Give him credit for 7 on that play. This third quarter has been very slow. There's the snap, and there's the run, and they smell that one out on 2nd and 3. Loses 2. Takes away from such a good first down run there, but makes it 3rd and 5. Correction, that'll be 3rd down and 4. It will be Penn State and Oregon for the Big Ten championship, Colin. And congratulations on your football game today, sir. I'm sure that win made you feel very good. 3rd and 4, back to pass, looking down the field, and he's going to be sacked again. Well, and that is, God, that dude is on fire today. Walker with another big time tackle. This guy has been flat out on it today. Flex them muscles, son. You go. Maccabee cannot contain him on a delayed blitz. He just grabs Brown and slings him to the dirt. And that'll bring up 4th and 10, and we will have another punt. Yeah, I don't know what the tiebreaker is between Indiana and Penn State for one loss. I'm not sure how that was determined, but I know that I saw that with an Ohio State loss today, which happened, Penn State would be in the game. So there's a return by Price. He's going to get it across the 50 down to the 48-yard line, and Indiana will start in positive territory on this drive. It's always a good day when Louisville beats Kentucky. I was snickering earlier when I saw it. Yeah, I knew that there was a common opponents thing in there, but I don't know how that would have worked either. Strength of schedule would make sense as Penn State played a higher, because I know they played and beat Minnesota last week. Now that Minnesota choking that game at the end, it really prevents Indiana from getting an opportunity to play for the Big Ten title. I'm much more in favor of them playing in the Big Ten championship against Oregon than I care about the national championship tournament. Because I think you got to walk before you can crawl, or you got to crawl before you can walk. And I think if you can win your conference, that's the right step. Yeah, I watched that game last week against Minnesota, and I just did not feel, I didn't get the warm and fuzzies about their opportunity. What do I think about Ohio State fighting Michigan? I mean, I don't blame them. Do you want the opposing team planting their flag on your 50-yard line? I mean, I've seen people get laid out for that kind of stuff. Juju Smith-Schuster tried to TikTok on the Bengals 50, and he got smoked by Von Bell. You know, it's just one of those things. It's in a sense, it's very disrespectful, and it happened 3 times today. It happened with Arizona State and Arizona. They're not going to have that stuff. They're going to fight about it. Now, if they get players suspended in the meantime for doing something stupid, that's on them. But it's just like defending another player. I can't remember which the third one was, but there was a third one somewhere today. We were about to turn the TV, and I was like, "No, we got a fight about to go on." Yeah, and guys love that stuff, right? You see them getting out there, going to slam that flag in there. You know it's coming, right? They got helmets on, and they're going to fight it out. Somebody's going to get a broken hand out of that deal because they punching for there's no tomorrow. Curtis Rourke today, 17 for 22 for 254 and 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. One more score right here would really put the icing on the cake and probably seal his day. 48 yards from pay dirt. Rourke is in the gun. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off to Ellison, who's going to barrel forward, and he's only going to lose about a yard there as Purdue was ready for the run. All snot nosed with the pepper spray. Hell yeah. That stuff's horrible, man. 2nd down and 10. Technically, it looks like a loss of 2 there, but they didn't mark it that, or they're not calling it that. They're going to go play action. Rourke's looking down the field, fires deep over the middle. He's got a guy. Oh, and it just out of the outstretched hands. That is number 0. And just overthrown by a hair. Oh. And I'm sorry, that was not Ellison on the last play. It was Black. And that just, I mean, he just missed. Just a smidge out in front there. He had the man wide open in the middle of the field. 3rd and 10. Yo. Say hey to JP. Rourke's in trouble. He rolls out. Here comes pressure. They're coming to get him. He dives forward. Oh. Goes out of bounds, takes a shot, but it's going to be 4th down. And I'm assuming we will see the punt unit for Indiana here, as I don't think they're going to go. Have a good night, Colin. JP stopped in earlier. It was good to see him, too. All right, IU is set to punt. And they run the fake. Here he goes. Big guys barreling forward, and the fake punt works. Indiana's going to get a 1st down with the big man on the fake play. Look at what we got going here. Big man rumbles for about 10 yards. Let's watch this again. There's the snap. Big man cuts in front and gets it. He's got good blocking in front of him. He gets hit after about 5, but he breaks a couple tackles and gets about 12 yards on the play. Signetti signals 1st down. 1st and 10, balls at the 26, as Purdue was not expecting that. There is a run, and that is going to be a 6-yard run on 1st down. I think that might be Black. That is Kalon Black. And he gets a nice run on 1st down here. Everybody showing up today a little bit later on. Good to see everybody that made it in tonight. 2nd down and 5. Ball's at the 21-yard line. Rourke's in the gun. Williams is in motion. Play action. And that is caught on the sideline on a quick out by Williams. Keyshawn Williams makes the play, gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be 1st down and goal. I really feel like this is the last drive we will see the starters today, or if it was my team, it would be the last drive that we saw the starters on offense. There is the handoff. Black goes forward, and he gets a yard. I love the fake punt. It's in a very low risk part of the field, Derby, and it just shows that, you know what, it shows a certain aggressiveness from Indiana that I really wanted to see today. It was a great, perfect timing for the play call. Purdue was on their heels a little bit, and it was ran to perfection. Roll out, checks out, looking, fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. Big man Tutty, the tight end, gets in there and runs a simple out route here as Rourke bootlegs and throws it out to the side and then just places it in a spot in the end zone. And what a nice grab for Zach Horton. But guess what? There's a flag on the play. I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct for after the play. And they get the unsportsmanlike there, and the score is 44-0. It is hard to keep a blowout interesting, but we're doing our best. Kicks up. It is straight. It is good. Indiana increases its lead to 45. 2-0. Hard to keep everybody interested, so you better have some topics going forward. Indiana set to kick off here with the 45-0 lead. Let's go. I like the 40 points. I'm a big fan at this point of pulling some of your starters. I know you can't pull all of them. Kickoff is short, received at the 21. He's going to try to bring it back, and he will be tackled out around the 40. Oh, I remember this game from last year. All right, Purdue's got its best field position in a while. Starting at the 40, they're going to go play action. He's looking out. He rolls out, wants to throw it deep down the field. He's got a man. And the ball is just wobbly and floppy and didn't look very good at all. Looked like at the end it was kind of uncatchable. Signetti just looks angry, dude, the whole time. All right, there's the handoff, and he breaks one tackle and barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Maccabee is having a very difficult time getting anything on the positive end because he's getting hit in the backfield before he gets a chance to get his wheels turning. Indiana D-line has played very well today. We have controlled the line of scrimmage. You know what, Derby? The other thing that they've cleaned up in this game, Indiana has cleaned up the pressures on their quarterback. After that second sack, he has not been hit but one time since then. Very important to not let your quarterback get beat up. Not quite yet. Back to pass, looking down the field. He's got pressure. Rolls out. Here it comes. He's backing up. Throws it away as a very smart play there as he was 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. We cannot go into prevent defense. It will look bad on the scoreboard for the committee, who already have said they are giving the conference championship game participants a major deference. Yeah, I don't think so either. 4th and 9. Let's see if Purdue initiates their own fake punt or if Signetti's ready for it. There is the snap. Kick is away. Clean. And that ball will hit the ground at about the 24-yard line where it's brought down right there. Number 83 for Purdue will land on it. Yeah, I don't like prevent defense anyway, period. I think I don't know. LSU stomping Oklahoma right now. James Madison stomping Marshall. What else we got? Virginia Tech up 17 at the half against Virginia, playing for bowl eligibility. There is the run. He's going to get 1 yard on first down. I'm assuming that is that may be Lawton. Tyson Lawton back in there at running back. He's sharing reps with Black now, and I think that they've shut Ellison down for the day, just trying to preserve that leg. Oh yeah, I think so. But see, there's the thing is that how much are they going to ding Ohio State? Because Ohio State was the highest seeded non-conference champion. And how much are they going to take away from this loss to Michigan, considering that we beat Michigan? I think it's going to be really strange, but like I said, I still think Ohio State comes in around the 7. I don't know. I'll have to look at everything. If you guys want, I can be in here for the selection show on Tuesday, just to kind of, we can tackle it and hang out for 45 minutes to an hour of it, or however long it takes to kind of get a feel for where everything's at, and chat a little bit, because I know this is the last game before the playoff game. Yeah, Ohio State's tricky because, truthfully, they are a top 5 team in the country, even with 2 losses. And Michigan, it's just kind of one of those things that, for lack of a better term, that they are Michigan's bitch under Ryan Day. So Ohio State should have won that game at home. So they're really only probably going to drop them 2 seeding points. Yeah, I think this week is huge. I think it's important. I don't know. I like to be in here for the important stuff, and just to hang out and listen to other people's opinions. I definitely will take the time to always, because when you listen to people, it helps you. You can you help me adjust my opinion on how I feel about some of the things, just by the conversations we've had. That's the reason why I like the interaction with the chat. It gives you a chance for a broader perspective. Yeah, it did. That was tournament week, so I don't think we have anything like that in front of us on Tuesday. I'll post it. It'll be about 4 hours early, sometime Tuesday afternoon. If I'm going to be in here, I'll post it. I'll come up with something snarky about it. All right, and we got to change that. Man, I'm slacking. All right, Indiana's approaching the ball here as we get started into this last quarter of play. 2nd down and 8. Ball is at the 26-yard line. Back to pass, looking down the field. He's going to let it go. He's got a man open. Oh, good defense at the last second. Ball slightly underthrown for Surratt. Surratt had 3 yards on his guy there, and Rourke slightly underthrew the ball, allowing the defender to get there and make a play. Elijah Surratt has been a great receiver this year. He really wanted that too, as he's trying to up his stock for the NFL. If he would have stopped early on that throw and let the defender motor him, he would have had a chance for the DPI. 3rd down and 8. Ball's at the 26. Back to pass again. Here comes pressure. It's picked up. Checks it out, and that is caught by Miles Rice. Miles Rice. Miles Rice is on the basketball team, y'all. Miles Price is a wide receiver. Well, he hung it up there too long. I don't think he intended for the ball to be in the air that long. And I think that's where the problem was, especially with the cornerback coming. But he still got it down in time. But you're right. Double coverage was coming. 1st and 10. Checks it over the middle. And that is Elijah Surratt for another 1st down. And he goes down at about the 50-yard line. And that is another 10 yards for Surratt, maybe 11. First and 10, ball's at midfield. Let's go. Back to pass, looking, fires it. Oh, and it's dropped. Hits Surratt on his backhand, on the backhand going there, and it couldn't hold on. Speaking of Rice, what happened to him in the Louisville and Gonzaga game? I was hoping for a big game from him. You know, I can't exactly put my finger on it just yet, but I think everybody on this team has not figured out their priority and role. And I think there's a little bit of confusion. 1st down or 2nd and 10. He's going to make it to the edge. He's got a lane, and that is Black. He will get it all the way down to the 33-yard line, being patient on the sweep run there. He finds the edge and makes a big gainer out of it. You know, I hope Derby, I hope that he has it figured out by the time they go into conference play, because we all know that that's what really matters. But right now I see the potential. I just see some of the things not clicking the way that they should, and I think it has to do with just this team not knowing each other yet. Rourke fires it over the middle, and that is caught. That is crossed down to the 10, to the 5. He's going to run in for a tutty. Miles Cross gets the touchdown, and that extends the lead, and we have hit the half-century mark +1. Oh, I know. Well, but against Louisville, he was going against Chucky Hepburn, who is an elite defensive guard. Not making excuses. Extra point is up and good. Indiana tacks on another 7. Let's go. So, Derby, one of the things you'll figure out if you haven't already, one of the things you'll figure out is that I am never I don't damn the team in any way, shape, or form. I don't really I'm not super critical because, I feel like that if you're gonna use this platform, right, use YouTube and Facebook as a platform to, you know, do the play by play and share your opinions and one thing. The one thing that you don't do is I don't think you should use it as a means to to stretch the truth and make derogatory claims that may or may not be true just based on an opinion. So I don't say things that are really damning towards the team or the coaching or whatnot because I feel like in some ways it can, if you because there's a couple other people that create. Indiana Sports Connection was in here earlier, and he makes content every single week, and and that if my opinion influences his opinion, and then one of these videos gets seen by a lot of people, I think inevitably that this kind of stuff is the same articles that you see on your phone every day that look like, why am I reading this? Who reported this? And it's things that are stretching the truth or creating a false narrative. And I would never want to feel like I was responsible for creating a narrative that would be a detriment to maybe a recruit coming. Uh, because who am I? I'm just a guy that that wants to spend his free time in here talking about sports. And I would never want to see something that, you know, be a detriment to the university or to my football team or anything like that. So I generally I'm not overly critical. But Chucky Hepburn is a stud. And that was one of the guys in the transfer portal I wish we could have landed. And, he almost carried them all the way to a victory in that tournament from being unranked. If it wasn't for Oklahoma slowing him down in that last game, he would have been MVP, I think, or he would have won it. They would have won it, and he would have been MVP. Second of all, Gonzaga in the second game, very well coached team, a very disciplined team. Mark Few is one of the coaches in the country that absolutely puts a quality product out on the floor and finds ways to take away your best player. And he had knowledge of Miles Price, and I think that was the game plan. Now Providence didn't have the guard play quite the way, and in the third game it looked like, it looked like that was more suited. So right now I'm feel like Miles is going to be okay. It's just that he's got to learn to play against higher talented guards and find a way to survive and do his job. I was critical of Chucky about 2 years ago, but he's done nothing but impress me from that point on. Yeah, his situation in Wisconsin was not ideal. I don't think the style of play suited him, and I think going to Pat Kelsey in Louisville was a great option for him. I felt like he would have had a really nice role here, but they grabbed Miles Price first, I believe, and that was kind of, well, that doesn't give me the role that I want. So I think that was one of the reasons why he was initially eliminated from IU. But just watching him under this Pat Kelsey system at Louisville, I think he's really going to up his stock this year. And then look at Wisconsin. All this turnover, all these stars leave, and they are still competitive. Gotta love that. And there is the blow up behind the line, and there's a fumble, and Indiana's got a recovery, and that is number 41. Charts. Man, I'm on my last drink, JP. Last drinks, bro. Colin was in here looking for you earlier. Hope this game gets over with soon, since I'm out of liquid. Yeah, JP, keep that in mind when we do NCAA tournament for basketball. There are gift cards at the end of those bad boys. Football, gift card. Basketball gift card. There's something to be won. All right, Rourke's back to pass, fires it to the end zone. He's got a man, and it's open, and it's touchdown, Cooper. Omar Cooper gets the tutty, and Indiana keeps tacking it on. They keep scoring, Derby. I'll take it. Extra point is up, and it is perfect. 59. Nothing. What a nice back shoulder throw to Cooper there. Curtis Rourke put it in the exact perfect spot. And Indiana is rolling. And this time today's gone super slow. He knows where you're at. He was supposed to be heading over to see you for it when he left here. He's been working a lot though. I think work's got him a little overdone. Oh, and if Charlie is still in here, Oregon has increased its lead back to 21. Washington has not been able to push it in yet. Texas still up 17. And there she is. Boo! Just can't get over the hump against Oregon, but Oregon is the best team in the country currently as it stands. Nobody else is making a game out of anything, so it is what it is, right? If I have something good to say, I will. They got the ball right now. We'll see. I'm telling you, Charlie, tomorrow's going to be a mess when it comes to these football games. I feel like it's going to be some very upset people. Charlie hasn't made it to the bar yet? Really? I'm kind of surprised. She should be in there on Saturdays, right? Because everybody bounces back and forth from the bar to Rob's. Charlie, you never been to JP's bar? You're sorry? I mean, I just know that you keep trying. Oh, you got to stop by there at least once. It's one of the most fun places just to chill out. Yeah. It's another cool sect of the community. JP's one of the real deal guys, man. There you go. Yeah, I'll definitely stop in at the bar too tonight because I'm up later than normal. All right, Purdue's got the ball at the 26, 1st and 10. Rolls out. Brown's got the ball. He's going to look to run. He's got a lane. He's going to take off. He'll be forced out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain, maybe 5. Clock will continue to tick as Derby wants to see that happen here. 11:45 to go. Second down and 5. Brown's back to pass, looking. He's got time. He's going to scamper, and he'll slide down about a yard short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 here. 3rd and very manageable. That's what they haven't been able to do so far today very often, is get it in a manageable position. Here comes pressure. Picked up well, and the throw is wide left of the tight end going across the middle of the field. Clare does not make the grab, and Purdue is forced to punt yet again. The Indiana faithful is still loud today, believe it or not. They are actually going for it on 4th and 3 here. Here comes the blitz, gets it out, and that is caught for a first down. Nice play. Good job by the quarterback to get the ball out of his hands as an all-out blitz was coming. That will give them a first down, and that will keep the clock moving, fortunately for us. And that will be Brown's first completion since coming into the game. All right, 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off to Maccabee, and he has not had any luck of getting any escapability today. He barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Got to change my fantasy team as I just saw one of my receivers that's out. All right, back to pass, and Brown is going to try to keep it, and there is no place for him to run. He will lose a yard. Third down and 9 here as the fans in Memorial Coliseum get a little bit loud here trying to get a stop for their Hoosiers. 3rd down and 9. 7 on the play clock. There's the snap. Indiana rushes 5. They're picked up nicely. Brown rolls out. He's got to make a play, and he throws it back, and it is almost intercepted, bringing up 4th down. And I guess there is a flag on the play. Looks like a face mask, maybe. Oh, it's an unsportsmanlike for a late hit on the guy on the ground. Yeah, Darby, that's what I'm afraid of, is when you keep playing players, these guys start getting a little angry and they start doing things that they shouldn't do. 4th down and 24 now. I don't think Purdue has any choice but to punt. All right, it is 4th and 24. A fake would be amazing to watch, try to come up with, but I don't know how they're going to do that. That's a lot of yards to make up. Here comes the snap. It's very low off the ground, and then he does a trick punt, and that is going to go all the way back to the 14-yard line. He acted like he was going to take off and run with it, and then he decides to punt it late. The old Oaken bucket. – 62-yard punt for Crimmins. That will be down at the IU 15. And we have 8:27 to go. Half the quarter is over. We'll get through this bad boy. A&M just went in for a pick six. Well, they needed it for sure. Doesn't help Washington, though, for Miss Charlie. What are you doing, kitty? What are you doing? You love the kitty. I don't know that I agree with that. I would definitely want my starter not to be playing at this point. I mean, they're going to get one more possession here regardless, so I would let Taven Jackson see if he can run one in for a touchdown. 59 is plenty to prove your point to the committee. Yeah, Charlie, Kitty's been bad lately. I've had to do some changes around here to kind of get him straightened out. He was starting to act like he owned this place. Nah, not when he poops on the floor. Gosh, Ashton Genty rushed 37 times for 226 and a tutty today. Yeah, and it's not like he has a dirty box or anything like that to deal with. He's been a butthead. And Curtis Rourke is out of the game. Taven Jackson is in 59-0. Let's see Taven get some work. They're going to go hand off in the first carry, and Black is going to try to cut it to the edge. He does, and he will go down at the 20-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6, and the clock will continue to run. Taven Jackson is more than capable of leading this team. He was a backup quarterback at Tennessee before he transferred here last year. He is also, if you don't know it, he is the half-brother of Trace Jackson Davis. Second down and 3. Ball is at the 21. I would love to see them just run a nice long drive and drain it. There's the handoff, and that is going to be a first down +1. It's Taven Jackson Derby. They did not let Rourke come back out. Yeah, right. Perfect. Don't need to risk any more additional injury. 1st and 10. It's going to go handoff, and that is Black. And Black will get 2 yards. So we're down to our 2nd string quarterback, 3rd string running back. I don't know what kind of depth they have at receiver or O-line. Not 100% certain. But the clock is melting with the run game here. Taven Jackson looks like he's put on a little bit of weight since last year. He did look a little thin. Looks a little stronger out there. There is the snap. He's going to go yes, it's a handoff, and it goes nowhere. Not sure who the back is. Wasn't anybody that I recognized. All right, it's going to be 3rd down and 8 here. Get a chance to see Taven Jackson throw the ball as the clock just melts away. 5:37 to go. And I'm waiting to see if they're going to use a timeout here. And apparently they are. First timeout called by the Hoosiers. 5:26 to go. You should listen to James Franklin talk about running up the score on Maryland and the handshake at the end with Maryland's coach. It was tense. Ooh, I will. Definitely power that in. He's a good coach. You know, after all the problems at Penn State, coming up with him as a coach in there really set the narrative back to the way it should be about football. As we close this one down today, I'll definitely do some spot checking on some of the stuff. Put the Maryland coach in his place. Cool. 3rd down and 8. Jackson's back to pass, and he's going to try to keep it. And he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. They called a quarterback draw there, and really not the best call. All right, Indiana will have to punt. Clock is under 5 minutes, so just so we are clear. And I bet you they'll be ready for a fake punt again. This isn't as good a spot, though. Kick is up, and it is away, and it is clear. It's received at the 22-yard line, and it'll be 1st down Purdue. I don't know that he can. I don't know if they give him that kind of authority out there. And the blitz is on, and Brown is he gets the screen set up, and that one's going to go for about 11 yards. Nice play by Purdue as the blitz was on, no protection from the right end, and Brown got it away just in time before the hit. JP screaming, charts. 4:17 to go. Ball made it out to the 32. Purdue's going to run hurry up. There's the snap. Looking, fires it. Gets it to his wide receiver on the edge who has nowhere to go. 5-yard gain. Wow, they had their 3s and 4s. All right, there's the handoff. He's going to try to get out, and this is not Mockabee. Ball is loose again, and I think Indiana's got another fumble recovered. And it looks that way. Another turnover. Sharp comes up with the pickup. What's up, Guido? Rose, what's up, my dear? Can do. What's up, bro? They're coming in like a bunch of banshees today. Alaskan Assassin Adventures. Charts. I got no more drinks. Headed over to JP's bar soon. As this game comes to a close, thank you guys for stopping in. Smash that like for me if you don't mind. Definitely appreciate it. What up, Pinger? Good to see you, dog. Good to see all of you. Fancy Nancy, thank you so much. Much love, Miss Rose. Needed a secret battle. Or a secret bottle. Yeah, you're right. There's Mr. Ed right there. Flash in your pan. 59-0. 1st and 10 after the turnover. There's the handoff. And Taven Jackson's going to keep it on the edge. He's going to get the edge and out of bounds at the 17. Indiana will get a 1st and 10 at the 20. What's up, GP? How you doing, dog? Good to see you. It was nice watching you with Brockton the other day, man. He was tickled pink. Had a lot of love. He is hooked on that gold pan. He called me the next night, and he's sitting there going back through the dirt looking for more. Got him hooked, bro. First down and 10. Ball's at the 19. There's a handoff. No, it's play action. Oh, it is a handoff. And number 21, who I do not know who that is, barrels forward for about a 12-yard gain. That is Green. And that was a nice looking run. What's up, John Hunter? Got no Brockton around today? Man, I don't know who your college football team is, but if it's Arkansas or Kentucky, I think you took it in. I think you took a hard loss today. Thank you, GP. 1st and goal. Try to finish this game with a bang. There's the handoff up the middle, and Green barrels forward with a head of steam all the way down to the 3-yard line. Yeah, John, I'm not sure who your loyalties lie in college football, but I'm guessing it's a Razorback or a Kentucky Wildcat, something like that. In either case, I think you got hammered. Got to go straight for the throat. Hey, you know what, Can do? Watch this. F Ohio State, because after they beat my Hoosiers last week, they talked. They made fun of my coach because my coach is trying to change the narrative. And then they overlooked Michigan, who's full of 4- and 5-star players. And they thought because they beat Indiana, that's got 2 stars and no star players on their team, that Michigan was just going to roll over and die for them. And then Michigan got the dub today and screwed up their year. And I think it's hilarious. Karma's a bitch, dog. It happens. So which one, John? Was it them Razorbacks or them Wild Kitties? Which one's yours? Because I hit the throat, hit the jugular. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, this coach that we got here this year, Coach Signetti, he's trying to change the narrative. This football program has been horrible for years. He's trying to build it into a national contender, and to do so, you have to talk a little bit of smack, but you don't have to be disrespectful on the field. Them Missouri Tigers is pretty good though. Hey, you know what? At least for football, if you're a Razorback fan, it's pretty well done. You get to look forward to your basketball team. Oh wait, they ain't doing so well yet under Calipari either, are they? They'll get there though. You got a good coach. Or are you a Kentucky fan? That would be bad if he was a Kentucky basketball fan and not an Arkansas basketball fan, but Calipari came to your team. OSU got what they deserved. Way too cocky. Even the Ohio State big screen stadium hacks got involved to diss Signetti. They got what was coming. Karma's real. I will tell you, like I said, Coach Sig said a lot of things that he said in order to build up something for his team, some kind of talking point. He didn't know what kind of season he was going to have. He had no idea that things were going to end up here. But he created a culture and a narrative, and then he held up his end of the deal. He had to take a little smack talk from Howard and Ryan Day, but guess what? There is a handoff inside the 5. Jackson's going to keep it. He gets to the edge, and Taven Jackson will run in for the tutty, and that will be icing on the cake today as Indiana stretches this lead to 65-0. This should be the last score of the game, and we will move on here shortly. Damn it, Shane. Stop with the cutthroat shots. What did I do to you? You really being a big fat Brockton. Extra point is up and good. Listen, I'm just asking. Are you a Kentucky basketball fan or an Arkansas fan? I think it'd be funny if you're a Kentucky basketball fan. That would be kind of funny in my mind. Just because Calipari went from one to your local school. 60 burger. 66-0, 148 to go. Let's get this bad boy done. Roll it to the house. And John, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a Brockton. Nobody wants to be a Brockton. Short kick. Fielded at the 32. Fair caught there. Arkansas all the way. I do root for Kentucky because of my family. But if we're playing each other, I'm riding with the Hogs. Got you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if this Kentucky team under Mark Pope just blasts your Razorbacks? What are you gonna do about that? I know I'm hanging out for the handshake derby. I promise. I want to see it too. And there is a blitz, and Brown gets tackled for about an 8-yard loss. It's going to be second and about 18. I do look forward to the end of it. I want to see how this goes. I bet it's non-confrontational because I don't know Purdue's coach's name, but I don't think he wants to get his butt whipped on the field. But national news. Let's see coaches scrap it out. I want to see it. 2nd down and 16. Brown's back to pass. They must have given him some forward progress, and that ball's picked. Picked off at the 40. That's probably the 6th turnover of the game. And this game is just coming to an end now as Brown tried to force it in somewhere where he couldn't. And Coach Sig, is he going to send his offense back out there, or is he going to take a knee? Now, if he goes ahead and tries to score again, Derby, they might fight. What a nice interception there. His name is Ryan Walters. He was the coordinator for Illinois. I think they could have found somebody a little higher profile guy, don't you think? Yeah, it was a one-handed. And Taven takes a knee there with 1 minute to go. They're going to get the old Oaken bucket. And now finally Signetti's got a little bit of a smile on his face. I don't know if that's a smile or a smirk or what it is, but he's a little bit happier. Right on, John. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, I love you a lot more if you're a Razorback fan over a Kentucky fan. I live in this state, and I despise them. Signetti's walking across with poise. He's got his hand out, and it is very non-confrontational. Could have called that one, Derby. Curtis Rourke's on the field. There is the old Oak and bucket, and they are going to carry it across, and I don't know where they're taking it, but they got it. Where are they headed? What are they going to do? They're running off the field. They're taking it over to the stands. They're slapping some high fives over there. Isn't anything good? Anything good? Yeah, I know. He said Purdue sucks. But guess what? He called it. Awesome, John. We're going to listen to just a little bit of Signetti's interview here. Confident that he's in the playoff. $66-0. Got the big dub today. Appreciate everybody that hung out. John, I definitely would like to see you at that Kentucky-Arkansas game. That ought to be an entertaining night. I would definitely be down to go to something like that. I bet it's going to be crazy down there with Calipari, honestly. Congratulations on you getting a nice coach. You'll get it figured out sooner rather than later. But just like we said, all good things must come to an end. And those of you that hung out the whole night, Derby, Charlie, John, thanks for coming in from over at JP's Bar. What's up, Justin? Are you laughing at the margin of victory, sir? February 1st. Well, I hope you have a good time, dog. It's good to see you. And not cutting the throat, just asking questions, bro. Not a Brockton. as we're getting ready to lock this thing into overdrive. Tuesday night on the selection show, I feel like it might be a good time just to have a quick live to go in here when they drop the rankings and see where everybody falls into place. I think that's going to help us determine where we are. Like I said, I think low is 11. I think high is an 8. I think that's about where it goes, and we'll call it that. What's up, Mark? Yeah. How is it? But he's not lying. They did miss on a few opportunities, missed field goal. What a season for Indiana. I'll never forget it. But in the words of our coach, we're not done and not satisfied. Absolutely, dude. I mean, where else are you going to go? Thanks, GP. Crange, I hate college football. Yeah, yeah, it took a chunk out of your soul today, dude. Just letting you know that. But yeah, I mean that's the point. The point of it is that if you're a no-name program and you go from one of your worst seasons ever to being in the college football playoff, you gotta squash. You gotta create a something. You've got to create a persona about yourself, and he did a great job. And honestly, so he's got these guys ready to rock. Tuesday we'll come in and we'll talk about the CFP and where we finish up in the before the championship week, and we will talk about it and get it. We'll get it really squared. But you guys have been awesome today. As much as I would like to just hang out and BS for an hour, there's no chance of that. Work's coming way too early tomorrow, and I still got to stop over at JP's bar and go see them folks. But to everybody that hung out most of the evening, glad that you did. It's been a good day. And if John was in here or anybody that likes it, if you don't, I don't care. I'm leaving you with the Sharks, and we out. Peace.